Hey, what's up, everybody? You're looking at my 10-gallon tank. Look at all the fry. Look at all the shrimp. Fry and shrimp. Fried shrimp. I don't think they like being called fries and shrimp like my man Turbo said. But anyways, I have a lot of fry and shrimp. This is my 10-gallon tank. Look at my big blue guppy. Whew. Where's this shorty at? Look at her over there. She doesn't. I'm like spooking them. She's not loving it. Anyways, we don't spend much time in front of the 10-gallon like we do in the 55, so they get a little more spooked when they see people come up close to them, bugging them. But yeah, they are a beauty. Anyway, so yep, the plants are growing. So far, I only have Rotala rondifolia, and Luigia repens, some moss, and right here we got dwarf sage. This dwarf sage actually now has three leaf blades. When I put in this tank, it only had two, so 3 is good. That means it's growing. Got a new light. Bought this bad boy in IKEA. I gotta hang it from the ceiling. Right now it's on some homemade device I made to hold it. Came from a poly travel cage, as you can see. Keeps it from going in the water. Shoo! So yeah, I'm gonna hang it from the top. It's gonna come nice and down. It's gonna be about 1 inch from the tank itself. Because I feel like the light is mediocre at best. I'm gonna paint the interior of the cylinder. Is that what you call the lamp? I'm gonna paint it with a reflector paint, so see if I get a little more juice out of that. And I'm only gonna use one. I'm starting to set up. I can't even speak right now, man. I can't wait to set up my other 10-gallon for my betta. Unfortunately, as you can see, the gourami passed away today. Rest in peace. So I mean, that's it. No more gouramis for me. I'm gonna get a betta Dumbo. I'm gonna put him in his 10-gallon tank. Hopefully, over the next couple of weeks, I can get that going on. But hey, don't be fooled with the 10 gallons, man. I love scaping these tanks. When this one is done, you're gonna see the big difference. I love to watch my earlier videos and see how my tank progresses, and like just watching it come alive, pretty much. Adding new plants, watching everything turn into a forest. So this one may look a little empty right now, but I got plans for it. So wait till that grows, because that little one dwarf sage right here is gonna turn into a whole carpet almost. So you'll see how nice it's gonna be. I don't really like using driftwood and rocks in my hardscape. I did in my other tank, and the rocks just didn't work out the way I put them. I'm not saying anything's wrong with hardscape materials. My betta tank is gonna have some some driftwood. Probably I'm gonna see if I could get my hands on some manzanita. It's gonna be nice. You know what? And even if you just make a tank, if you just plant a tank with just plants, it looks gorgeous. I mean, you could just use dwarf hair grass and just cover the whole bottom, make it like a field, and that right there is a good scape. In my opinion, the simpler you keep it, the better it looks. Once you start going a little more complicated, like a Dutch style scape with all the stem plants, I mean, it's a lot of work to keep all the plants looking good. It's really good because you get experience in using all the different plants, and the growth rate on those those bad boys are really long. But I think the simple, the better. Carpeting plants, maybe a couple stem plants, and it's just how you shape them and how how the lines contour and how affects the eyes. I mean, right now I think this is an attractive scape. You know what I'm saying? Just the way it is right now. If I decided to leave it like that and just let the dwarf sage carpet the whole thing, I think it'll look pretty good. But we got different plans for it, which I'm not gonna spoil, so everybody must stay tuned. Oh wow, I just love guppies, man. They're not the smartest fish. They're pretty generic. They just swim around, but look at the tail on that male. They are just gorgeous. Look at the female, how she is pitch black. Those guppy babies are going to be amazing. They're going to be, pretty good looking fish. So I can't wait till these fries get big enough so I can put them in the other tank. Once I can sex them, I think that's big enough already to go in the other tank. Well, now I'm gonna have a couple doubts because of Big Black in the other tank. I'm not sure, if he's gonna be, harassing them. But there's so many plants there. I lose the biggest fish all the time. I can't find them. So you know what? And they just pop out of nowhere. So if you have a planted tank, your fish are they're gonna disappear. Even if you have a big 8-inch discus, there's gonna be a period where you're not gonna see him and you're not gonna be able to find him because that's what they do. They hide and they're good at it. And that's what plants provide, cover and shelter for them. That's why they love planted tanks, man. Fish thank you for putting the fish will thank you if you put plants in your tank. If you just have a plain, boring tank, just a fish tank with no plants or anything like that, and you have a decent light, hell, go grab some easy plants, some some ferns, so some anubias, some low light plants. Some crypts that are low light, and you don't even need a fert. You don't even dose ferts. Just do regular water changes at decent light, and you know what I'm saying, with a nice amount of fish, you'll produce nitrates, and your plants will grow at a slow rate, but they will grow. And the beauty of a low-tech planted tank is so awesome because you don't need CO2 and high light to get a nice tank going along. With low light, pretty much, low light plants and low tech, you could get a nice tank going. Obviously, it'll take longer to fill in, and if you're a little impatient, like me, it's gonna take a while. But this tank is eventually gonna be a little more high tech. I'm gonna start, right now I just dose first, pretty much Flourish Comprehensive and Trace Elements with Excel. That's how I get the carbon in this tank, which is not bad. I'm getting nice growth, so I might do that. I might just keep this plant, low tech. Keep this tank low tech. Don't bring any other fancier plants in here, and I can still get nice fancy plants that will grow with low light and no CO2. Now look at this moss. I would love to have a tank with just moss in it. I mean, the moss is messy. Once you start cutting it, it gets tangled up. It's messy. If you know how to deal with it, you'll do okay. If you let a piece, like for example in my big tank, there's still pieces of moss everywhere. I find every time I do a water change, I take a little piece out once it gets big enough. And the Reiki, I took it out, I dumped it all out about 2-3 weeks ago, and I found another piece of Reiki. So if I want from that little 5mm piece, I can grow out a whole field. So like I might even do that because you know what, I paid hard-earned money for some Reiki that I just threw away, and I found a little piece, so I might just grow that into a nice big batch and sell it and get my money back at least, so I won't feel so stupid for just throwing away. I threw away more Reiki than I probably have moss here right now. It was ridiculous how much I threw away. I just got fed up with it. It's an annoying plant to deal with. You need a lot of experience and a lot of patience. And honestly, for a tank that's really big, anything over a 20 long, I wouldn't recommend unless you're very experienced with moss-like plants, because it gets tangled up everywhere. You lose control of it, and it's hard to get your tank back. It's like duckweed. Once you put it in, man, it's gonna be difficult to get it out. Not saying that you can't do it. If the moss grows anywhere, you know what I'm saying. This plant is pretty much one of the, if not the toughest plant to kill. I mean, I take a piece and I throw it in my filter, and it'll grow in there with barely any light. So yeah, pretty much. Let me see if I get a shot of that shrimp over there. She's nice and big. There you go, big mama shrimp. So yeah, I want to see if soon I get some more painted fire reds to strengthen the bloodline, get a new, I want to see if I also get some crystal reds or crystal blacks, because this is a shrimp tank. I just threw my guppies in here so they can, do their thing. I might as well, right? Because I think a tank with just plants is cool. If you're gonna, suffocate it in CO2 and in ferts and just have a nice big planted tank and, go let the plants go wild. But if you're going to have a nice planted tank, I mean, there's at least a shrimp tank, you're not running CO2 or anything. I like to see movement at the top of the tank as well as the bottom. And the shrimp come out for a swim once in a while. But I love guppies, man. So they're the first fish I kept. I've been keeping them for ages. I had a pond in my backyard when I was about 3 years old, and it was full of guppies. I mean, you dipped your hand in there, you were bound to grab at least 6 or 7. And it had like a nice cherry tree in the middle, but that was a long time ago. I'm gonna see if I get some pictures to show you guys. Enough nice trip down memory lane. Anyways, this is my 10-gallon tank, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, subscribe. If you like this video, hit like. Stay tuned. More videos coming soon. More tanks coming soon. Let me know what you guys think. Drop the line in the comment. You know, if you have Planet Tanks too, let me know. I love watching people's Planet Tanks. Just send me a comment and I'll take a look at your channel, man. I love Planet Tanks. This is what I like to do. I love fish in general, but Planet Tanks is my thing. So, you know, I'm talking too much. Everybody, thanks for watching. Later.